We may be biased, but there just aren't many better sources for joy than Midwest museums and the terrific people who work inside them. I'm Charity Counts, and this is the Midwest edition of Some Good Museum News, made possible by our generous friends at Mutual of America. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge that we've all joined this broadcast from the unceded lands of Indigenous peoples. It is important to redirect our attention to the land we each occupy in this moment and honor the Indigenous peoples who have called it home. Because I'm located in Indianapolis, Indiana, I invite you to join me in acknowledging the Miami, the Delaware, Potawatomi, Shawnee, Wee, and Kickapoo communities, their elders both past and present, as well as future generations. I also want to call your attention to the ASL interpreter joining us today. She is spotlit on your screen currently in gallery view. You may be able to shift her around on the screen to a better location. One option is also to pin her if you're able to do that by clicking the 3 dots on her video. I also want to note that we are using Zoom's built-in live transcription feature for today's broadcast. You can turn this on by clicking CC at the bottom of the Zoom menu. My co-anchors today are Stephanie Gragg and Jerry Bruzek. Stephanie and Jerry, why don't you share a little about yourselves for our viewers out there? Stephanie, you first.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Gragg, and I'm coming to you from Springfield, Illinois, at the Illinois State Museum. At the museum, I am the retail manager, and previously I held the position at the Indiana State Museum, so I just crossed the state line, and also I served as inventory control coordinator at the Country Music Hall of Fame. For fun, I am an amateur clarinet player and a semi-professional backup dancer for drag queens, which doesn't pay a lot in money, but does pay in hairspray and wigs. It's its own currency. Jerry?
Oh, I have to follow that. Wow. Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. My name is Jerry Bruzek. I am a account executive at Mutual of America, sponsor here. We are so fortunate to be here in the Twin Cities. I know throughout the United States, there's a lot of culture, a lot of museums, but we are actually the retirement plan provider for the Walker, the Guthrie, Science Museum of Minnesota, Minnesota Children's Museum. We have more culture than a pint of yogurt. So we're pretty happy to be involved, and I appreciate the invitation to be a part of this broadcast today.
Thanks, Jerry. I feel like I needed the drums, but all right, let's get today's broadcast started. We're going to begin with a moment of Zen, featuring the Rainbow Bridge installation at the Milwaukee Art Museum in Wisconsin. Use the next few seconds to relax, take a deep breath in, and prepare some good museum news.
And superhero gets superhero outfit.
Hold on a second. All right. Wasn't that nice? Nice, relaxing video. That installation's so beautiful and colorful. I feel good after watching it. I also feel like I need a drink of water. So it's time to pass the mic. Ready with our next segment is Jerry. Some big news.
Okay, thank you, Charity. All right, this just in from some big newsroom. America's Black Holocaust Museum of Milwaukee, Wisconsin is now open. This is big news. After more than a decade of hope, anticipation, and community support, America's Black Holocaust Museum recently celebrated its grand reopening this past February on the birthday of its beloved late founder, James Cameron. Ralph Holman, the ABHM board president, said the outpouring of support was not just from the African-American community, but the community at large, especially churches and religious organizations. As I mentioned, this is a long-awaited reboot of the museum, which for more than 20 years had welcomed thousands of visitors until losing its driving force in 2006 upon the death of James Cameron. The Great Recession followed and the museum closed in 2008, but finally, on February 25th, the 108th anniversary of the birth of Mr. Cameron, the long-awaited reboot has become a reality. Fantastic. Yes, this next bit of big news is from the Children's Museum of Indianapolis. It pretty much speaks for itself, so I think I'll just sit back and enjoy the show.
Got any popcorn to share with the rest of us, Jerry?
Yeah. Where's my popcorn?
All right, I'm going to click play.
Millions of years ago, dinosaurs ruled the earth. And now they're back. The monsters of the Mesozoic seas. The creatures of the Cretaceous. Giants of the Jurassic. They're back to rule Indianapolis. Step into their world, only at the Children's Museum.
I wasn't scared. And more big news coming to us from Davenport, Iowa. The Putnam Museum and Science Center has just unveiled its new World Cultures Gallery. The gallery celebrates the diversity of cultures throughout the community and features artifacts from around the world and the important influences that touch family, friends, and neighbors across the Quad City region. Rachel Mullins, Putnam president and CEO, said she likes to think of the World Cultures Gallery as kind of a, taking us back to our roots, but it definitely represents our community and also the future with global trends that are underway around the world and our young people who are graduating into a global economy. Congratulations, Rachel, on the unveiling of this new gallery.
All right.
And for some final big news, kind of sappy, but I don't know why, but there was an African lion cub born at the Lincoln Park Zoo on March 15th. The lion cub's mom, Zari, was quoted saying, "Great, just when the cost of diapers is going through the roof." Oh, well, I think we have some footage from the zoo cams. Is that right, Charity? Why don't you go ahead and reel that footage?
All right.
Okay, I was wrong. That was just really cute. Okay, big news, super cute, so cute. The first lion cub born in the Lincoln Park Zoo in 20 years. And I didn't expect the waterworks, but
Here I am right there with you. Oh
how
my
cute it
God.
was. Oh God. Oh, Stephanie, I gotta hand it off to you because I cannot handle any more cute at this time.
I fully understand, Jerry, but we're gonna have to deal with more cute. We have a pressing issue right now, and we need to settle a score. Who is the cutest animal online at AMM? I mean, this is a tough call. We've got the Lincoln Park Zoo, who is bringing Fisher, the gray seal. Not only has Fisher hit several milestones, he's recently been weaned, and he is now eating fish like a big boy. Like a big boy. Next, we have the Center of Science and Industry, who is bringing us a cute rat in a tiny hat. Do you see this tiny hat? Which animal is cuter? I mean, the minute you throw a tiny hat on any animal, it almost wins. But Fisher's growing up. He's becoming a big boy. And then finally, we've got the Brookfield Zoo, who shows us Humboldt the penguin. Do you see this baby penguin? He is fluffy. He is cute. He is a precious moment. And I stayed up all night trying to pick the cutest animal from AMM. I can't decide. I need your help. So we're going to put up a poll, and we are going to decide here and now with the cute down. Who's the cutest animal? The Lincoln Park Zoo sea lion, the Koshai rat in a tiny hat, or the Brookfield Zoo baby penguin? Yes, it's a seal, not a sea lion. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's so cute. We can't decide. Typos and all. I mean, I just see balls of luck.
Stephanie, the votes are coming in, and it was a close race from the start, but it's one animal that's pulled ahead. I'm not going to give it away just yet. If you have an extra vote, please do so in the next few seconds.
Please put in your votes now. I've got to go to sleep, and I cannot rest until this is decided. I don't know about you guys, but you're going to think about this all night.
All right, I'm closing the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to share the results. Are you ready to see who the winner of the cute noun is?
Yes. Lincoln Park Zoo, congratulations. Please give Fisher an extra fish today because he is the champion.
Awesome. All right, for the next segment, we'll be looking to our colleagues in the Midwest for some workday inspiration. Let's first travel to Kalamazoo, Michigan, to the Air Zoo. After more than 5 years of meticulous restoration at the Air Zoo, a dive bomber that crashed into Lake Michigan during World War II moved to a new home at the Pearl Harbor Aviation Museum in Hawaii. The Douglas SBD Dauntless that you see here was flown in Pearl Harbor and damaged during the Battle of the Coral Sea, after which the Navy repurposed it for training new pilots over Lake Michigan. It was there that it crashed. The museum hosted a reunion for the family of the pilot who flew it when it crash landed, Lieutenant John Lendo, pictured here. He survived the crash and went on to die in service 10 months later. A core crew of 75 restoration volunteers and 2 staff at the Kalamazoo Air Zoo worked with hundreds of community volunteers to restore this plane. Even the pilot's nephew, Art Lendo, volunteered. Volunteers said aloha to the plane in October. Now let's swing around to Chicago for some more workday inspiration. During our last broadcast of Some Good Museum News in 2020, we shared an original song created by the marvelous staff of the Adler Planetarium. We are thrilled to recently discover a brand new song released by the same team. Sit back and enjoy the making of two lost souls in space-time, where relativity ruins what could have been the perfect love story.
Two lost souls separated by time and space. They travel through time, but they move at different paces. One in a ship while the other is on the ground. One floats away while the other is gravity bound. As the days crawl by, for one, for the other it's ours. With time and space between, among the stars and the flowers. Space-time is a small town sometimes, but these two souls pass each other by. Cause time changes both of them however they move, and the space they choose will change time too.
What a beautiful story. Oh my gosh. Hope you enjoyed that. Now, that's all we've got for some workday inspiration. Before we move on to our next segment, let's check out another moment of Zen. This time, I invite everyone to join me in moving along with the artist in the video I'm about to show you. Stand up, sit down, however you want to move, join me. This video is from Newfields, Indianapolis. I'm gonna get up and move. Ooh, that was fun. It's a nice stretch break. Hope you're out there moving too. Check this out later on your own time if you want to learn that dance. I clearly did not have the moves all the way down myself.
I love the tutu, Charity. Can we take a moment to appreciate the tutu?
Yes, we totally can. I gotta say, a tutu goes pretty well with my Proud Museum Person t-shirt.
That is true.
All right, up next is Stephanie with Celebrating Women's History Month.
All month, we've seen amazing posts from institutions all across the Midwest celebrating Women's History Month, highlighting little known stories, but very important figures, such as women in civil rights and civil service. The Henny Penn History Center shares the story of Mary Bottineau Baldwin, an Indigenous civil rights activist and suffragist, an attorney, an amazing feat in her time. She was a part of the Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa and lived in Minneapolis and eventually settled in North Dakota. From the Black Holocaust Museum, we learned a little more about Mary McLeod Bethune. On to the next slide. We are also learning more about women in science and in history. And can I take a moment to also celebrate that amazing umbrella? You can be historic and iconic and fashionable. I encourage you to search these posts throughout social media. And I just want to take a moment to share my final favorite two posts, women in sports. First and foremost, let's celebrate the 50th anniversary of Title IX this month. And some of our colleagues decided to celebrate by sharing bows and basketballs. You didn't think they go together, but they can if you want them to.
That's perfect. It's a perfect.
I'm perfect. You know, it's your world. You do whatever you want. If I played basketball, I would wear a big bow.
I love it, Stephanie. Thanks for sharing all these great posts about Women's History Month. Up next is another moment of Zen to lead us into our one of our last two segments here. This moment of Zen is from Glensheen Museum, a historic home in Duluth, Minnesota. We like to feature them on Some Good Museum News because they've got a whole series of videos that are really relaxing to watch and listen to. For this next video that I play, feel free to close your eyes or keep your eyes open. I think either way, if you enjoy this, both just listening or and watching it, you'll get something out of it. Here we go. A little bit chilly and icy in that video, but it's so relaxing, even as we try to welcome spring right now in the Midwest. All right, up next is museum memes.
Well, thank you, Charity. I feel like I'm completely transformed after that last Zen moment, and I can't help but feel like a completely different person, but it's a good feeling. Feeling Zen again. Feeling Zen again. Just can't wait to be feeling Zen again. The life I love is feeling culture with my friends. I can't wait to be feeling Zen again. Oh, that's fun. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Okay. All right. Well, to get serious now for a moment here, I had to do these memes, and I didn't know what a meme was until Charity tried to explain that meme is words written over a picture, and I said, "You mean like foreign movies?" And she said, "No, not exactly. But speaking of movies, I am a fan of Star Wars, so here's the many faces of Han Solo taking in a recent museum experience." Been there, done that. Oh, here's one trying to explain texting shorthand, right? And when I received this text, all I could do was reply, WTF, why the face? And of course, this great bear in the rainforest, well, we've all had this look, right? Let's come up with the next one here. This is the feeling that you get when you get home from Target and you realize you bought 20 things, but forgot the one thing you were there for. Been there. Oh, and here's a meme of myself, sharing culture with my friends.
That's a whole bucket of culture, it looks like.
Yeah. Okay, we're all done. Oh, wait a minute. Breaking news here. Breaking news. This in from the Hippy Dippy Weather Center. This here is a weather forecast. It's an update for this evening. Tonight's forecast, dark. With increasing darkness and continued darkness throughout this evening, turning to widely scattered light in the morning. Back to you, Charity.
Thank you, Jerry. Question mark. All right. Before we wrap up our broadcast today, we have one more moment of Zen that Stephanie will introduce.
All right. Let's take a moment and enjoy quiet and center ourselves with a deep breath. Let's join a red-tailed hawk in our final moment of Zen brought to you by the Cable Natural History Museum in Cable, Wisconsin.
I feel like I might need to play that one more time.
Let's do it again. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering if everybody out there noticed what was happening. Comment in the chat if you do. If you recognize what's going on here. Super satisfying. Stephanie, it looks to me like that red-tailed hawk's head is staying in one place and its body.
Oh, it's perfectly still, but this huge deep breath.
Yeah.
Introspective, but lively at the same time.
I love it. Love it. Well, that's it for our good news today. Of course, we know that there are many more wonderful things taking place across the region and wish all of you proud museum people out there luck with your next steps, whatever they may be, your projects, your programs, just getting through the next day of meetings, spring break, whatever it might be. We wish you the best of luck with that. I want to thank you for tuning in today, taking a break from your day to be with us and celebrate and have a little fun. I also want to thank Stephanie and Jerry for being the two most wonderful co-news anchors for this broadcast. This has been so much fun today. I've gotten a few laughs. It's been a nice break for me too. We look forward to seeing everybody at our future Museum Worker Wellbeing Series sessions and programs. This is Charity, Stephanie, and Jerry signing off. Thanks, everybody. Stay cool and warm and cool and warm. It's spring in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.